All right, guys, so what I want to do now is incorporate the butterfly guard back to the half guard, okay? One thing people don't focus on is the same leg trapped lower shin. And you're probably, what are you talking about right now? If I can control their shin, all right, they can't face me. So just let me explain something to you real quick. If I'm on turtle position and I'm entering the legs and I'm looking to grab the leg like so many people do, and I'm around here, just sprawl out and face me. I'm trapped, okay? Because I'm around his leg. However, go back. If I come to the shin, face me now, it's impossible for him to face me. Now, where does this tie into everything? Well, this is the leg that I have trapped in the half guard. All right, so if I can get to the near side leg, down to the shin, I'll always be able to reverse. So I'm starting with the butterfly hook in. All right, what I'm doing is I'm allowing myself to get smashed in this position because I know this frame is in tight. As I bring this underhook in to the far shoulder, my butterfly hook is going to remove and it's going to come down to their ankle and pull their shin towards me. This hand comes underneath the same side leg, right underneath their butt, and I lock. I lock my hands. So now, what I want you to notice, this foot, spin, this foot has a tremendous torque on his ankle. I'm keeping him parallel with me. If he's able to tee his body across me, try to sit across me, or I let this go other way. If he's able to come all the way across me here, it's bad. But if I pull this out, try to sit across me now, he can't do so. He's in no position of power right here, okay? Now I showed you before, my hand was across his shin. Now I don't need my hand across his shin because my foot is across his shin. No matter how big and strong the guy is, if you guys get in this position, you're going to be okay. Now I know I initially was here and I came back down to here, okay? I'm gonna come back up again. As I come up, all right, I want my head to come out, okay? So now I'm in this position here. Look, trapped, he can't move. Try to turn into me, try to face me, I try to move around. He can't. And I'm very big on, the guy keeping it real. Like, these are things you're gonna do, you can do at a very, very high level. And what you wanna think about doing is essentially paralyzing your partner. So no matter how big and strong they are, if you attack the ligaments, right? ACLs and stuff like that. And when I say attack, I don't mean attack to tear them. I mean attack to where you're taking away their ability to turn. You're in a really, really good spot. All right, so from here, again, you simply have the back. And I stay on the shin the entire time. My leg is around his lower leg. Because if he wants to scramble to turn into me, he can't. All right, how I'm gonna get him to his side if I want a reversal is I'm gonna reach across, grab his elbow, and pull him towards me. As I pull him towards me, I drive in, and I end up in this position. If I don't want the back ache. All right, so let's see this again. Let's turn this way so they see. So I want you to pay attention to this leg. All right. My partner smashes me down. Boom. I get the underhook. This leg comes to the lower leg and pulls it out. We're used to lockdown scenarios from here, but we're not going to go. This foot has to stay on the mat. If this foot is off the mat, he's going to be able to maneuver his foot. It might not seem like you have a very, very strong grip, but what happens is I pull this to literally a point to where he can do nothing. So as weak as this looks, he's also in his weakest point. This hand comes underneath to the near side, right underneath his butt. And then I lock my hands and I keep him turned this way. I want you guys to notice one thing though. I never allow him to clear the knee line. The knee line is always trapped. So once I'm here and I come here, I'm only coming here to look, kind of shoot my head out. Now, for him to face me is so hard, again, because of this. I want to show you something. If I release this, put your arm back and face me. You see where I end up? If I have this, face me now, it's so hard for him to do so because his ACL is in a position where it shouldn't be. From this position, when I sit up, I stay on the lower shin. You don't want to get into a battle, a scramble battle. You want to just take away from them what they have and attack. So I come up and I'm still across the shin. I'm reaching across the body, pulling that arm towards me. All right, now from here, I'm just pressing my hips into my partner, staying on top. Give that a try, my friends. All right, guys, so now we're going to take a look at an arm drag from the butterfly half. Generally speaking, from half guard, people really don't look for arm drags, but we can. From the butterfly guard, we always look for arm drags, but from the butterfly half, we're going to look for it as well. The problem is, when most people go for arm drags, is they're dragging underneath the tricep. We want to make our drag, we want to put our arm all the way in the armpit. So now I pull, this is like a hook. So I want to attach my wrist, my forearm to my partner's armpit. Okay, so with the butterfly half guard, when you're here, okay, you have the butterfly hook in, you don't need to stay in this position always. Okay, like you could sit up, you could sit down. What I'm gonna look to do, all right, is grab my partner's wrist and pull it towards us. What's really good is my partner tries to leg weave through, he's giving us what we need as well. And we've seen this in the last half guard DVD, but this is a little different because it's a little easier because instead of your foot being here, your foot is here, all right? So if you're on a drag in this position, what we look to do is simply create some space, but look, I'm gonna switch and come up. When I come up, pull your arm back. He can't pull his arm back. Most people think they need to drag themselves to their partner's back. You don't, you just need to drag to face the shoulder. Once you're here, you're reaching across and you're pulling towards you. So all you need to do, essentially, let's say you're sitting up. When you drag, is get here. And it's very easy to get here, right? Once you're here, you're keeping tight. I'm reaching over and I'm locking my hands. Okay? Pull your arm out. I'm keeping a good squeeze here. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna pull towards me. When I pull towards me, I end up in the proper position that I need to be. So, attacking the same side. My partner comes through. All right, 1, 2. If he's just sitting back and I end up here, all right, and I'm holding this, you don't even need to grab this arm so much. Sometimes they'll rest their hand on your shoulder, all right? They rest their hand on your shoulder, we're looking to snap, come through, okay? If they're leaning back, look to push them back. As they go to push forward, here, come through. But I want your hook, your drag, not to be at the tricep. This is the biggest thing you need to take from this. I'm not dragging at the tricep. I'm hooking all the way up here. He goes to pull back, he can't. I attach myself to my partner, I lock, my hook comes out, I pull my partner towards me, and I have the back. And this is something, like in my last fight to win, I faked the drag. And what happened, my partner pulled his body back, and then I entered into the legs. All right, so when you're here, even if I'm in the half guard, I go to fake the drag, he pulls that arm back, boom, right away, you have this entry. Or, had the butterfly hook in, you go to fake the drag, he pulls that arm back, your foot comes up, and you get right on top. So the drag doesn't necessarily need to happen every time, but what's gonna happen is they're gonna rip their arm out.
As they rip their arm out, you have entries to the leg, you have entries to tilt your partner the back way. Anytime your partner is leaning over their hips, you're looking to take them that way, all right? But the drag again, make sure when we're dragging, we're not coming to the elbow, we're coming to the armpit, all right? Give it a try.
All right, guys, so the next one's gonna be a near side leg entry, okay? We just need to make sure we switch our foot from the outside to the inside, and we're gonna do that by elevating our partner, okay? It's a fairly easy thing, and you're safe regardless. Like, you look like you're kind of giving up your back, but you're really not, because your partner's leg is in a position to get snatched up. So when you're here, I wanna think about attacking this leg, okay? So what I need to do is elevate my partner just a little bit, all right? As I do, my inside leg shoots to the outside, all right? So now, what I want to think about doing is using this foot to pull my partner's leg up. So I'm literally going to turn up and grab my partner's foot. It looks tricky, but it's really not. I'm going to take you guys through it nice and slow. From this position, my best bet, I would say, look for a knee bar immediately, okay? Or you could switch right here, come to a calf slice, or come to reversal and get top position. So this is really good for when, let's say your partner, you know, they're bringing pressure on top, all right, and they're coming forward. So as they come forward, you're gonna embrace it, right? So they try to lay heavy on you, all right? You're gonna embrace it, you're gonna elevate, your leg comes out, and you spin. When you get to this position, every time, you're gonna be in a knee bar position. It's just the way you end up. In order to finish the knee bar, our hand comes up, I extend this way, all right? If your partner, before you're able to finish a knee bar, starts pulling their leg out, you allow it right to here. Once you get here, you sit up into your partner, you have a calf slice, or you could just find your way all the way on top, all right? Again, you could use this to elevate even more, hands under the armpit, up. All right, look, this leg comes through right here. It's a little bit more advanced because you guys have to have the ability, watch out. You have to have the ability to be able to roll, to roll over your shoulders, all right? All the way, ending in the same spot, all right? What you need to think about is once you elevate here, this foot pulls yourself underneath, all right? So as you do, this leg comes out, this one comes in. Knee bar, and get on top. And one more time. If you have to really turn to your knees, and sometimes you may in order to recover, that's doable, you can do that. Many times when you elevate this way, your partner tries to put their foot back down. Okay, so when you come up here, your partner tries to step their foot around, all right? So as they do, it's even easier for us. If we could just get them in this position, because now, look, I can grab the shin, I can roll, and I can end up right here. From here, boom. Give that a try, guys. Here's just another angle for you so you guys can see. And again, when you elevate, your partner many times tries to step this leg through or step it down. So look, I'm grabbing, this leg is shooting through, and I'm spinning my body all the way down. And again, every time I did this, their foot ended up in a proper position to get knee bar. Okay? Again, they go to pull away, I lock, I sit up, I have the calf slice or entry to the back. Give it a try, guys. All right, guys, so I have my hook in, and I'm gonna use my bottom leg to off balance my partner rather than my top leg, all right? So it's fairly easy to do because when the hook is in with the butterfly hook, you tend to have more access to this bottom leg. Okay, so even if your partner is coming forward with pressure and you're here, you can, generally speaking, always pull this leg out and get to this position here. Okay, even if your partner's back, it's even easier to do. Like most of the time in the butterfly guard, butterfly half guard, you're pulling yourself to your partner and your partner's trying to pull herself back. Okay, so from here, I have my hand across the throat. This is my general frame. What I'm gonna do is pull my foot right to my partner's knee, all right? As I extend, what's gonna happen most times is your partner is gonna try to hug around your waist, all right? So there's two things that are gonna happen here. Number one, I have access to the Kimura immediately, all right? Now, depending on what my partner does, it's gonna depend on what I do, but it's very easy for me here to go right to the closed guard. What I wanna make sure doesn't happen is my partner lock up here. So I wanna keep his hand away, turn my body, create pressure on the shoulder while I bring the forearm up, okay? That's gonna be the first thing we do. Because again, your partner's here, all right? You bring the foot in, you extend, your partner is down. You're up, you're attacking the Kimura. I like this much better than sitting up for the Kimura. Because look, when I sit up for the Kimura, my partner could drive into me and put me in a worse spot. He could use this to pass, okay? But I'm in the butterfly half and I extend this first. Now when I sit up, he can't sit into me because my foot is blocking his leg. As I lock the Kimura up, I fall back and come right to the closed guard. All right, my partner gets on his knees, he tries to create a frame, but he can't do so. For me to finish this, I'm gonna drop my left hand hard behind it, my left arm, like elbow, hard behind his shoulder, while I push the forearm up. Notice I'm not at the wrist, I'm at the forearm. For me, it doesn't make a difference, okay? You also have wrist locks you could attack from here, okay? So again, you have this in here, all right? You're framing. You pull the foot out, you extend. As soon as you extend, you sit up. As soon as you sit up, you fall back right to the closed guard, all right? Now my butterfly hook is still in this position. Like I have this side up. So let's say my partner is still staying heavy and I can't really get them over. I'll just bring this foot down, I extend, and I reverse my partner. Let's see that again. Let's see that from this angle here. So, my butterfly hook is in, I pull my body out, I extend my foot, kicking his leg out. Right away I attack the Kimura, all right? As I come to the closed guard, my partner is just sprawling heavy because he knows if he enters the closed guard, he's gonna be in trouble. So I keep the hook in, use this to reverse, getting on top of my partner. So you effectively keep the hook in while you reverse your partner. If you go to closed guard, you have the Kimura to finish. All right, give it a try, guys. All right, guys, so the main thing we have to think about is we can't allow our hips to be paralyzed and staying on a hip at all times. Even when you're in a closed guard, you shouldn't be flat on your back, right? You should always be on a hip because when we're on a hip, we have more access to escaping, we have more access to be offensive, okay? The hips are the most important part of jiu-jitsu, but in the butterfly guard, it's your partner's whole purpose to paralyze your hips. And when people get paralyzed there, sometimes they don't understand that pulling your partner towards you is the best thing to do rather than creating space, okay? So what I mean by that is, if I'm in this position, you'll find even with the half guard, everybody's always framing and pushing away, but there's a fine line between when to stop framing and when to welcome it, okay? So my foot's gonna be on top. As my partner tries to paralyze my hips, all right, he tries to lay heavy and he tries to control my hips, all right, he tries to keep me here. Just creating space isn't always the proper thing to do, all right? One thing I've been doing a lot lately is instead of getting the near side underhook, I've been getting the same side underhook. All right, what this does is if my partner goes to back away now, he has a very, very hard time doing so. And as soon as he does back away, I can get this underhook as well. So even from the half guard, I've been coming here first. Then I've been using that to open this up. Because I find it's very, very hard sometimes to sit up to get this underhook. And especially when your partner is hugging your hips, all right, it's very easy to shoot this hand underneath and get to this underhook. All right. So now, once you're here, all right, it's going to be an easy transition. All you're going to do is you're going to take your hand, push it to the head, remove the bottom leg. All right. As soon as you do, your leg throws over. We've seen something similar to this in my half guard DVD, but this is different because you're using the butterfly guard. All right. When you're in this position, we're looking to underhook their arm if you can. All right. I'm coming to the Kimura and I'm finishing. All right. Most of all, I'm trapping. My bottom leg could also come out, and I could look for reverse triangle. So again, let's change directions. You're in the butterfly half, and your partner's getting very, very heavy on top of you. This gives everybody a tough time, right? All you're gonna do is underhook hard. As you underhook, no matter how hard he's grabbing here, when you push this down, you're gonna be able to get that leg out. The leg throws over. If you could hook, you wanna hook. Kimura. All right, triangle. The main thing you're understanding is that if you just allow your partner to hug and you don't get that underhook and you try to push away, what's gonna happen is as you go to push away, your legs are gonna extend and your partner's gonna sprawl and walk right around. So the key is when you're in this position, your knees have to stay as close to you as possible. Anytime your partner is hugging your hips, your knees have to come in. Okay? So many people are trying to push away. No, you're pushing away and you're giving them the pass. Because while you're pushing them away, they still have the space they need to take away. Right? So I'm pushing away here, but I'm giving him my hips. So when I underhook, I'm pulling him towards me. All right, now I'm very, very safe because he has no pass, first of all. Number two, the head is going to be pushed away while I pull my hips out now. I'm pulling the hips out because I effectively have this. Leg comes over the head to break the posture. I can go underneath the arm. If I can't come underneath the arm, if he's hiding it, look, I can come right to the reverse triangle. And I have the Kimura. Again, this direction. Your partner has your hips, all right? Again, once he's hugging, if I go to extend and the elbow escape, walk around my guard. I'm in trouble, all right? So only if he was nearly past would I start the elbow escaping. From here, he's actually giving me what I want. He's coming forward. I underhook, all right? I push the head down and pull my leg out. Boom. Leg comes out, I have a reverse triangle. All right? Give this a try. All right, guys, so with the butterfly half guard, you also have effective triangles that you can set up. Anytime the arms split, you could hit triangles and omoplatas, and from this position, your partner's arms are generally split because they're around your hips, okay? So when I'm here, I have control of his wrist, and I need to think about how would I get to the triangle from here. I mean, basically, I just have to stuff his arm down. Now, what I'm gonna look to do is get to the omoplata position first, okay? So in order to do that, I wanna welcome my partner to come towards me, all right? When he does come towards me, I'm pulling him towards me and I wanna push his head to the same side. And a lot of people wanna be here. But notice I'm controlling the wrist the entire time, all right? Because if I don't control the wrist, my partner has a lot of things that he can do with it. And if he grabs your wrist, or she grabs your wrist, just circle back in and re-grab. And I generally don't grab my thumb out, I grab my thumb in, all right? From here, I remove myself and I come to the omoplata position, all right? Now, from this position, if you can, bring your foot all the way through, all right? Because once my foot is all the way through, I really have a good lock on this far arm and it's very, very tough for him, all right? But if I can't, I'm holding on for as long as possible. Generally speaking, my partner is going to try to posture up because he doesn't like this omoplata. As he does, this comes through right for the triangle. Now, I have the reverse triangle position. So instead of having it this way, I'm going to switch. I'm going to bring this leg across and this leg here. All right. From this position, all I do is I pinch my knees and I pull his head forward. I don't need to get the arm across the body. That's not something that's needed. Okay, that's not something that's needed at all. So from here, the butterfly hook is in. Your partner is automatically going to bring forward pressure. All right, you're going to welcome that and you're going to push the head to this side. And once they're here, many times you're just going to keep driving forward. All right, they try to bring the head underneath your chin, which I try to do often. Push the head down. All right, push the head down. So you're going to stay here. Your hips are going to remove, and you're going to throw right over to the omoplata position. Again, if you can come all the way through, do it. If you can't, you can't. All right. From this position, I'm still holding on to the arm, and my arms are short, and I'm able to hold on to the arm. Okay. Your partner starts turning into you. As they turn into you, this bottom leg. But look, I'm using this foot to pull my bottom leg out. All right, I immediately come right to the triangle position. I come here first, I just feel more comfortable. Then I'll switch to the reverse. But I mean, even if you have this here, right, and the arm is not across, if you turn your toes up and you pinch your knees together and pull the head, you're gonna get the choke because it's so deep. All right, I have problems with triangles because my knees, I don't have meniscus anymore. I had ACL surgery, but I find it doesn't matter if the arm is across or not. Okay, so again, and you'll be stuck here for a while. It doesn't matter as long as the sticky hook is in as well, right? So you're keeping the sticky hook in. Your partner is looking to come forward to pass. You're going to bring that arm up and push that head this way. All right? And most of the time, many times your partner is trying to pass in this direction anyway. And the arm is naturally in this position. All right. In order to get this out, look, you keep your hand on the head, you pull your hips out, and you throw your leg over. All right. You can bring your arm over if you want to keep the posture broke. He goes to posture up. Now, he's on your terms. All right. Now, in order to really keep it, I would like to see you bring your leg, your foot to the far trap. Because if you're here, he has more power to posture up. But when you're here, it's very hard for him. So I'm going to allow him to start the posture. As he does, this pulls out and I come right through. If you're comfortable finishing it here, or if you're comfortable finishing it here, or if you're comfortable finishing it here, it's really all up to you. All right? But I find when I get the reverse triangle, even with the arm across, even if I don't switch to the reverse triangle, once I get the leg across the throat, it's pretty good. All right? Give it a try, guys. Okay, so anytime you're using the butterfly half, that any forward pressure your partner brings to you, you're going to have the ability to elevate, okay? You'll find that many times they're going to want to sprawl heavy, but anytime they want to pass and they notice they can't pass you by sprawling, they get on their knees, they start passing hard, and that hook stays in. Now that hook, like I said, is a sticky hook because it stays attached to them. Most times people are not attacking the same side leg. Like we saw a same side attack before when I kind of rolled through. But this is just a very, very simple same side attack, which you guys will get to often, okay? You're here. I want my foot above. All right, so this foot is above this one. I'm never underneath. In the butterfly half, this one's always above, all right? Now, instead of digging for the underhook, I'm gonna dig for the leg. All right, so even though my partner is heavy, all right, get down. He's heavy here, and I'm caught, right? Instead of coming up here, I come down here. Now look, this foot, my bottom foot, is gonna pull my partner's leg towards me. He has a little tendon on the outside right here that I'm really going to get a good grip with. All right. Now what I need to think about doing, okay, this is going to be tricky for some of you because it's going to feel like you're giving up a guard pass. All right. I'm going to push this knee this way while I pull this foot underneath. Now look, you can't stop here because you get passed. All right. This foot and this hand on his knee is going to prevent him from passing. So as I come through, my knee comes in. As my knee comes in, my leg comes to the hip. Okay? From here, I have entries into the leg locks. I have an entry into the Achilles as well. I really like the Achilles from here because I'm going to keep my foot underneath the knee. I'm going to come right to my belly and I extend. So, I'm welcoming him coming forward, all right? This arm, instead of getting the underhook, look, I pull that leg towards me. Now simultaneously, as I shoot this leg through, I post and I bring my knee in, okay? Now this hand is a problem, so I want to remove this hand and come right to the hip. When I come to the hip, I have a heel hook, I extend, I have an Achilles. Let's turn our body. Let's do it this way. So the butterfly hook is in, okay? It's on top. My partner gets heavy. I remove this. Initially, I might shoot this up. Now I come right to the leg. All right, I'm posting. I'm gonna shoot this through and pull my knee in. Once I do, I get to the hip. I have the heel hook. I have the Achilles. Notice when I get the Achilles, what do? I remove my body, shoot the Achilles through, pull myself back, roll to my knees, and finish. The main thing you need to think about this is we're off balancing in every direction. Like your partner thinks you're trying to get to this leg. So generally speaking, this leg is always going to be heavy. So sometimes it's hard to get to that leg, right? But when he's keeping that leg very heavy, it's going to be much easier to lift this leg and come right through, all right? And that's most likely probably how you're going to get it because your partner is going to be very, very heavy on this side. You're going to basically just shoot your arm up. If you could get to this position, do so, but you might not always be able to. Like you'll be here, you're just going to shoot your arm up, shoot through and get right to it. All right, and from this position you have your attacks. And again, anytime you have an attack on the leg, you also have reversals where you get on top. All right, give it a try, guys. All right, guys, so the key is elevation, right, with our sticky hook. And what I'm going to show you now is elevation into different leg entries. And I'm going to remind you that every leg entry we also have a reversal. So what's my opinion? My opinion is when you're on the bottom, if you could go for a leg attack or a reversal, I would say go for the reversal. So if you're a competitive grappler, here's the thing. I've seen many, many people lose matches because from the bottom they went for leg attacks over and over and over, didn't get the submission, and ended up losing the match. Now let's say you're just looking at jiu-jitsu for self-defense. Okay, well, if you're fist fighting someone on the street and you're on the bottom and you go for repeated leg attacks, most likely you're gonna catch something just because they don't understand jiu-jitsu and you're gonna catch a leg, but understand that you're gonna seriously hurt someone and break their leg in half, and then you're facing a huge lawsuit, okay? If you have the ability to get on top, and you will have the ability to get on top, because anytime there's a leg entry, you can get on top and you can secure position with the hierarchy of jiu-jitsu, right? So my whole thing is this: if you're on the bottom, get on top, pass the guard, take the back, submit. Leg attacks are wonderful, and they're gonna work very much at a low level, but you have to understand this: they work so much because people are afraid of them. If you see at a higher level, like you saw Gordon and Vinny, it was very hard for Gordon to even secure an inverted heel hook on Vinny because guys don't want to tap at a high level to leg locks. Does that mean they don't work? No. It just means, why don't we go with what we know works 100%, which is a reversal, get on top, put yourself in a safe position. So from this position, however, from the butterfly half, okay, what I'm gonna look to do is get double underhooks. All right, when I do though, I'm not gonna hug my partner. I'm gonna keep my hands underneath the armpit. My bottom leg is also gonna help to elevate, and I'm gonna pull myself underneath. I'm gonna pop my partner up. As I do, he's gonna be forced to stand. All right, so from here, one, I have this entry. All right, let's say my partner faces me and starts peeling this leg down. Boom, I have this entry right here. All right, let's say this is still giving me trouble and I can't turn him down. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna underhook the leg, pull it towards my shoulder, okay, in this position here. Now, once I'm here, my legs are gonna turn hard this way. I'm actually gonna swing in this direction here. I have the heel hook entry, I have the Achilles entry. Back up. I elevate, boom, I get here. All right? Let's say he peels his foot down. Instead of coming here, as soon as he peels his foot down, boom, I come right to the X guard. All right? Once I come to the X guard position, okay, let's look at pulling my partner towards me, extending my feet, coming to the far leg. Okay? Now I want you to notice something. Every attack I have here, I get on top, right? So I have the leg, but I have the ability to get on top. Let me show you. So from here, I elevate when I come here, all right? And then I come to this position. When I swing this leg down, I can get right on top. I can go for the leg four, sit up, face my partner, get on top. Two, I elevate, I come here, he removes my foot, I come to the X guard, okay? I pull him towards me, I extend my foot, extend this foot, boom, same thing, get on top, okay? Three, I extend, I pop up, I get right here, he removes my foot, I get to the X guard, all right? I can grab the ankle, extend. As soon as I extend, I can get on top normally, or I could sit through and get on top this way. So what I want you guys to understand is that once you elevate and you can enter legs, and I want you to review these leg positions many times, also understand you have the ability to get on top. Look to get on top, in my opinion, for what it's worth. Give it a try.